Today, I have 7 marketing strategies and tactics for you. They are really traits that you must strengthen. There's 7 traits of the most successful AI app founders and exiters that I have researched and read about these 7 traits. And when I was researching what makes people building apps so successful, I realized that this is a marketing strategy. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, the most important, most talked about trait of successful founders is high agency. What is that, you ask? Well, it's a good question because not even AI knows. It's really hard to train people on what agency is. It's really the ability to believe epic things can happen to you and then the action taking that follows. It's having a vision, it's having purpose, it's getting things done. It's hard to explain, it's hard to teach, and it is unfathomable to AI. So this really is your point of difference as a person, your ability, your fire, your passion, your intensity, that meaning and fulfillment that you have paired with precision, action, and all the rest, which we will get into. High agency, it was defined by Jensen Huang, the founder of NVIDIA.
People who are able to see around corners are truly, truly smart. To be able to preempt problems before they show up, just because you feel the vibe.
And I love that definition because this is like street smart people, not necessarily book smart people, people who can think 10 steps ahead, long-term strategic thinkers. It is a trait. And I believe this trait, I don't know if you're born with it, I don't know if it's made, but this see it and do it of high agency, that is what we need to embody. That is what you want as a founder. And so when I think about this, I really think if it exists, I can have it. So for me, I'm practicing visualization and meditation as a founder, as a marketer, so that I can truly tap into the best case scenario, my dream outcome, so that it keeps expanding and I keep reaching for more, because this makes my journey interesting for people to follow, right? If you keep reaching for more and you can see better for yourself, you will take the necessary action that is required to get there. And in doing so, you'll get there, or you'll have a really great story along the way. Number 1 is having that see it, do it, be it, achieve it. If it exists, I can have it mentality. If you're thinking, what is high agency? Start by researching successful founders, maybe who have exited or made an impact in the world in an area that you are passionate about, and look for things that they've done that really speak to you. What are you inspired to do that they have done or had? And visualize what this could look like for you, whether it's a vision board, obviously looking at numbers and hard data, I highly recommend. Herein lies your North Star. This is essentially your vision. Number 2 is a deep curiosity. Successful founders, great marketers are deeply curious in nature. They ask, what if it did this? Why is it this way? Why does it have to be so hard? Surely there's an easier way. Who said? On what basis? Deep curiosity to constantly ask, what if we did this and what if there was another way, is going to keep you innovative. And when you are so obsessed with solving a problem of your ideal client, you will ask the right questions and you will go looking and you will form a deeper understanding of your customers' pain points. And this opens up doors for you in your content marketing as you are able to entertain people that in a way that makes them feel so seen and heard. A deep curiosity and a deep understanding of your ideal customers' pain points will bring a level of humor and relevance and resonance to the pain points that you can solve as you demonstrate that online. And that is the secret sauce in marketing right now. You know what I love about people who are deeply curious? I love the depth of a conversation that you can have with somebody who is non-opinionated or open-minded, that is listening actively and considering and asking questions without judgment. They're observing, they're hearing, they're rationalizing or thinking. And a conversation can go so far with two people who are open to understanding each other. When you are deeply curious, you can get so much further with your tech team, your developers, your AI, your ideal customer, your marketing team, whoever it is that you're working with, as you seek to understand their job, as you seek to understand the core functions of the people and how the world works around you, you can build a wealth of knowledge of the core functions of the key people and or tools that you require in order to unlock the next stage. And when you know this, you will know how they are relevant or why they are relevant in your business and the best case scenario that you are hoping for, ideal use cases and outcomes. This will allow you to best utilize those tools. Let me give you an example. My technical lead, his name is Ahmed, and we build software for a living together. I'm the creative mind and he is the technical mind. When we get together with a new client's brief, I come with what I want to achieve based on my understanding of the ideal customer, the pain points, the solutions. And when I go to build something, I tell Ahmed what to build or how it's built. And usually it goes like this. Right, I just had a meeting with Monica today. This is what we want to achieve. Can you go and build it for us? If Ahmed did not have a deeply curious mind and know how to further question and invoke thought in me, and we didn't have that space to create conversation, the product wouldn't have been able to evolve to the level that it did. Now we know that the product needs to work in phases. We've got a journey that the ideal customer has to move through. It's not just about week on week. It's not a course. It is an identity transformation that our client has come to us for. She's a wellness coach. And we've come up with her own IP and frameworks. What I actually said to Monica was take your core pillars, the way that you unlock a result, and let's consider your personality and your secret sauce and what do you know about your ideal customer at each stage. How are they thinking? How are they feeling? This is just moving through a customer journey map. But when building any tech or tool, you need to deliver the transformation. Every sale in the world is a transformation, whether you are taking somebody from thirsty to hydrated with a drink bottle, or you are taking somebody from overweight to in shape with a training program. The transformation has to happen along the way, and it is not a click of the fingers, especially in a wellness transformation or anything with the physical human body. It takes time, unfortunately. And so what we determined was what is going on at every level so that we could create our own IP to build the brand and bake it in from the beginning so that her customer experience is baked in throughout the whole transformation. So when I went to Amit, he had to understand all of that. Now, this has been so helpful for me in building my own AI tools already because I've been able to learn from the way that Ahmed would challenge me and ask me questions, and we would then co-create a solution. When it comes to being deeply curious, I often do this as a practice and I look at what my ideal customer is thinking and feeling. I do conduct regular research. I do ask what are they using, and I try and keep as close to the source as possible so that I know where I need to innovate. And I am always asking questions. In fact, sometimes I think it's to our own detriment as founders. Moving right along to number 3, action. Action, action, action. Sell, sell, sell. Nothing can put a fire under your ass faster than new sales. Cash flow is king. It makes everybody feel so much better about what it is that they are building. So if you are feeling that you are stuck and trapped, then this video is going to be great for you, because over the next 4 tips, I'm going to give you content ideas that you can action this week. Okay, action. Action is building in public. This is the marketing tactic that is dominating social media right now. I like to call it the IKEA effect. The principle, the marketing principle or psychological principle, is that people feel more connected to and fonder of things that they helped create. The IKEA effect, it's a phenomenon, I didn't come up with it, that basically says that co-creating and building in public and sharing the challenges builds buy-in and increases the perception of value in somebody's mind and their sense of attachment to it because they feel like they were part of the journey. This is why build in public is trending right now, and there are some people who do it so well, namely the Grief Brothers in Australia. We have Kinzo coming to market. There are people I know who don't even know what it is but love their content. I also did a great podcast episode with Frank. I will link it in the show notes. Okay, so action. How do you do it? How do you build in public? Marketing is a mindset. It is. It really is. And I know that sounds like a little bit woo-woo, but as a creator, founder or founder creator, or even these days, if you have a job, you are expected to be camera facing. And so you should be. Nobody is you than you, and people buy people, not brands. Your ability to connect with your audience is yours and unique to you and stronger than anybody that you've hired. You need to show up on camera, and the more that you do this, the better that you will get. Have you seen that McDonald's product manager, whatever he was, CEO, take a bite of the product? It just flopped. It did so badly. And you can tell that they obviously didn't think that one through. They didn't have a deeply curious mind. They didn't have a very big vision. In fact, they tried to do an influencer move, and that guy has never been an influencer in his life because he didn't take the action to do so. Build in public is also like the documentation style effect, day in the life, behind the scenes. This is you taking your audience on a journey with you, but it's not just the highlights, it's the lowlights as well. People want to be a part of the challenges. They want to see what breaks. They want to feel connected to the struggle. It also sparks curiosity, like, does he get it? Does she get it or not? And also they want to see how you are handling hard times that they potentially face and or feel as well, and moving through them. It makes you human, and it is why people watch you over a period of time. This is how you get people coming back, because they want to see how you are progressing. Now, this is action in marketing, right? That really sums it all up. In business, action looks like actually getting things done though. When you see a trend, if you want to jump on a new feature, if you plan to build something, you have to actually do it. In business, taking action means making a decision. The moment that you decide that you want to do something, you are doing it. You have to start moving towards it. Timing is very important. It's not to say that you have to rush everything or do everything now, but you have to plan it out. Don't just have it sitting in your head. Your ability to actually execute your decisions is going to increase your learning abilities, your exposure to the problem, your depth and understanding of the problem. So taking action and taking action in public also shows people how much you must be learning through. Okay, we're doing so much better than yesterday, guys. Whew, it's like 100 takes to bring you this video. We are halfway. We are not halfway. Let's move on. Storytelling, one of my favorites. This is the greatest marketing strategy that there is, because a point is 22 times more memorable when wrapped up in a story. We know that people love to follow along. A good story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. A good story has the flashbacks to the milestones and achievements that give you proof that you know and understand and can solve the problem. And a great story positions your ideal customer as the hero and you as the guide. So by going on a journey, which we covered in our last video, I will link it here. I'll put a button on the screen. I'm still new to this. You are inviting your audience to follow along, and this brings trust. But where are you going? In marketing, you have to consider this. I often think of Alice in Wonderland, like the Cheshire Cat. If you don't know where you are going, then any road will get you there. This lives in my head. When it comes to social media, you have to take people on a journey to your destination, and you share a common goal. This is how you build an audience and you build community. It also helps to do the same in marketing. Paint a picture for your clients. What does success look like? Post your best case studies, your best transformations, put them everywhere. Post purchase as well. Never forget the value of the real estate on a thank you page, where you can reinforce what people have signed up for, what they're about to get, and just really build that picture of success in their head. The stronger and the clearer your vision and the vision of your customers, the more determined, the more adherent people will be, the more persistent, consistent, and the less churn. When it comes to building tools and apps, though, we know the value of having a vision, because if you cannot see it, you cannot create it, which comes back to believing in it. However, you must get clarity on the vision. So this is the point of difference between point 1 and point 4, storytelling and vision. Storytelling and sharing your vision it builds connection and trust. It really does, because you are being so vulnerable in sharing what you do not yet have. And it says, I'm not scared of failure. And it challenges your audience to even have that same belief in themselves, as they want what you're selling. They're picking up what you're putting down. And so connection and trust, it also takes a lot of connection and trust so that you can actually believe in yourself to achieve that vision and start sharing it in public with the world. Number 5, being adaptable. In marketing is a mindset, and watching and observing the greatest entrepreneurs of our time, it is undoubtable that one of the greatest skills that they all share is adaptability. I said it before. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, in my case, I built tech twice, spent over $500,000 on it, and AI came along, and now I could do it myself, which I have done, and we are back for technically like a 4th time. I still have my 3rd version, but I am elevating it. So as I'm building out tools and platforms with our clients and for myself, I can't help but notice this personally, because I have had to adapt. I've had to change skill sets. I'm here on YouTube. I've gotten off the gram. And also, of course, this is a trait that I really look for in founders. Things change, products evolve. One of my greatest examples of this would have to be Netflix. In 1998, I think they came to the world with the vision, which was to bring great content to the world. And that vision never changed, but their delivery did. They are now one of the largest, if not the largest, production or producers of content in the world. They're a production studio. They never anticipated that that would be the case when they were building DVD subscription boxes. At version 1, nobody knows their version 5. It is a quote that I heard from somebody who I worked with, and I will forever be grateful that I learned that. And I love this visual reference that I give to all my clients. Here is Charmander. And the thing that I love about this visual that I give to my clients is that at version 1, nobody knows their version 5. And here is the Charizard Gigantamax. And along the way, they have evolved over time. Now, if you are listening to this, here's a visual depiction of transformation and evolution. And at version 1, how can you possibly know exactly what you are going to look like? So you have to be adaptable. Pick up what your market is putting down. Do the feedback. Get the feedback. Look at the data and pivot. Pivot when you have to pivot. You are not married to your offer. And I think that is something that I see people go broke over, fighting for the business that they no longer wish that they had. You can change that. You can completely change your target audience. In fact, I might make a whole video on that. That's a great video. And you can completely change your product. You are not married to your product either. Your tech stack can change. Your features can change. Even your ideal user can change as you get to know them even better. You can be more specific on who your ideal user is not. And so in business, you really do have to be adaptable. And this looks like driving with data and getting the feedback as often as you can, and being immersed in your market is part of getting that feedback. So if you are still relatively new or you don't have your business set up properly, then as in if you're driving blind, then you need to put yourself on Reddit, go in your competitor Facebook community groups if you can, look at comments in the sections, look at product reviews, look on Yelp, Google reviews, everything, and notice exactly how your customer is speaking and what they are saying, because this will help you to also gain feedback, and you can get data from what your competition is doing. It doesn't always just have to be from you, right? Looking at where the money's going, looking at what's happening in your market and category, and moving with clarity. The 6th trait of the most successful founders is actually ethics, but this is AI app builders that have recently exited, not all the founders in the world. And they generally are solving a problem of relevance to a greater cause. The best founders care about the long-term impacts of AI and build for that. And that is something that builds market sentiment. So if you can prove that your business is building towards a stronger humanity, a stronger mankind, you will succeed, because people are fearful right now and they look to borrow strength from others. You can break down saving mankind into smaller social impact causes. It might be that you give back to feeding the homeless, or support a local charity for DV, or you are going to walk dogs at the dog shelter on the weekend, or donating to causes that matter. I believe the most powerful way to build a really widely respected brand is to take a stand for something and to really say, this is what I'm doing towards saving humanity, because that takes courage, and that is a public display of courage and a public display of alignment to the causes that you stand for. So it's a double whammy there for building a brand. And I loved to see that AI founders are building for longevity and the strengthening of mankind, more or less. So I'm pro raising your voice and standing for something. Like right now, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. What you stand for says a lot about you, and it makes you more appealing to people with the same values and beliefs. And even though many of us are fearful to share those, we form a sense of belonging where they are shared. And belonging is great marketing. If you can make people like you, make people pay you, as I always say, by doing the thing, what you are actually doing is strengthening your identity, driving connection, driving belonging, and that is excellent and sustainable brand building. So raise your voice. Number 7, lucky last, you made it to the end. The most successful AI app founders of late are resilient. The most successful AI app founders that I have studied are resilient. The 7 most important shared trait is resilience. So what does that mean as a marketer? Get back up. You only fail when you quit. In your marketing, you need to speak about your challenges. It shows people that you are resilient by just hiding all your failures and not talking about all the things that you've been through. You are actually missing a valuable opportunity to build your brand in ways that you could not do otherwise if you weren't presented with the challenges that you've been presented to. Being honest and open about sharing the setbacks builds resilience. It shows grit, determination, perseverance. It also shows that you really do believe in what you stand for if you have navigated through hard times. So when I think about what resilience looks like in marketing, it comes back to building in public, and it comes back to really sharing the behind the scenes, the day-to-day, any failures internally, any teams, challenges that you've had to navigate, disappointments from external market factors or stakeholders. What can you share that shows that you can overcome hard times? Have you made a mistake? Show people that you are human. Did you print the wrong label on 20,000 units? What is it that you can share that shows what you've had to overcome, that builds that sense of humility? And also in yourself as a founder, that one of the most valuable traits that you can have. So don't pretend that you're not building this vision and on this journey and not facing challenges. And when I zoom out and talk to people about this, it's not about trauma dumping on social media. It's about storytelling and entertainment. That is the number one form of social media content that is shared. It's memes and motivational things in DMs to people's friends because they feel seen, heard, and understood. So by being resilient and by sharing the setbacks, whether it's your personal life getting in the way or challenges in the business, you can actually find strength in the momentum that you are gaining from people who are resonating with you and connecting with you, which gives you the validation that you need to keep going. So being resilient, getting back up, working with what you've got. If you are passionate, you'll find a way because it'll eat away at you, but you just cannot sit down and quit. You can rest, but you can't quit. And so those are the 7 tactics and traits of the most successful app builders that I have found. Thank you for listening. I love doing these kinds of videos. I'm really new to YouTube, and the resistance I have to scripts and storyboards is wild. Although I love to write and plan, I also just love to speak from the heart because I feel like planning is killing my personality. So thank you for tuning in. If you like this, please do subscribe, like, and share, tag me in it because I'd love to see. I'm really trying to grow this channel. I am new here.